It's been a while, my lovely people of YouTube. I thought we'd get back to it, but let's start and give you a little bit of an update, as always. Hold your gun. Welcome back to the YouTube. It has been a while, and shout out to all you wonderful people that sent me a message saying, Shell, are you alright? Because we've not seen you in a couple of weeks. I'm absolutely fine, Pod is absolutely fine, and we are just cracking on with training. I've been a bit lax on YouTube, and I think the last time I spoke to you guys, I was going to Osberton with Jess. It was heebie-jeebies eventing, and I was going to do like a groom behind the scenes kind of Osberton vibe. That didn't happen, and then unfortunately Jess lost the lovely Franco. If you want to check out, that's on her YouTube channel. And then it just kind of was a little bit of a flat couple of weeks, and yeah, I just didn't pick up the camera again to film anything that I was doing. And I thought at the time as well, I wasn't really doing anything that was kind of exciting or that you guys would like to watch. However, I'm going to catch you up. I'm going to get back to the weekly vlogs. So even if it's just showing you what we are training over winter and our goals, it's great for the memories. It's great so we can look back on it and see how winter training went 2025. And we are now in November and the UK is cold, so we've got on to winter routine with the horses, which is so the Pod is now in at night, out during the day, which is great for riding, to be honest, because while you're working she's in the field, and then when you get chance to ride in the evening she's already been fetched in. So I actually quite like winter routine. We haven't been out competing since, I don't think we've been out since. If I'll have a check, but I don't think we have. And my focus is at the moment on training, because when we're going out we are literally like at a point now, so we are getting out and we're probably doing between 59 and 63%. That is where she is. She's more consistently probably like 61, 62. But we can't get any further until we've done more training. So I've decided over the next couple of weeks to invest in the training instead of going out to the competitions, because she's got that ring craft now. She understands she's very good when she goes out. She's very well behaved on the whole. And so the training needs to bring on now. So I may do the odd unaffiliated. I've got a goal of having a go at the long arena tests in the next couple of months. So I want to do prelim 4, prelim 5 maybe. So I've been working on prelim 1 and prelim 2, if you know the BD tests, but hopefully do the long arena test. And they do some unaffiliated ones near me, so I think I might have a go at that. I've got myself a dressage instructor, so I am working with the lovely Claire Senior at Manor Grange Stud. She's a list 1 judge, and she's so lovely and very knowledgeable about the dressage world, test riding, things like that. And then I'm still having my weekly lessons with Dawn, who is amazing at my yard to bring us on. So first off then, let's catch you up on what I've been doing in the last couple of weeks. And then what I thought we'd do is go and see Pod later. You can see how Pod is. She's had a clip she's got ready for winter. And then I'm going to do a little pole work exercise with her and just talk you through what we're working on. How about that for a little catch up? And then every week we can kind of be doing something a bit different to show you the progress of changing a point-to-point racehorse, not a very good one, into a super dressage horse. I have got a mic that I'm trying to figure out how to use, not successfully at the moment. So right, here's the update with a bit of a voiceover, and then we'll catch up later. Of course, one of the main things that I wanted to do in kind of October going into November was more hacking. So I've been hacking out with my lovely friend Georgia in secret and going up through the woods to increase that fitness. We have a lot of hills in Sheffield, so it's brilliant. One of the main improvements that I've done as well is work on clipping with Pod, because she was awful to clip. We had to sedate her, and I was determined this year I was going to crack this it's the last thing we need to crack with her. So here I am starting the process of her just getting used to a very quiet clipper vibration on her, tidying her stable because she's better in than outside, and just introducing her to the idea of clipping is fun. It's absolutely fine. Okay, so I'm impressed with my clipping, and I'm impressed with little Podworth. She stood like a rock, really good. There's just one area that is an absolute no. Like, she went to launch at me, and I think she's super ticklish. So, let's flip you around. Didn't even try the head, because let's not push things. Okay, so I was busy gassing, but here ho. So we're not even touching the head. We're not bothering, but we have the neck done. And is this your good side? Good side. But we had an absolutely not a prayer on that leg. So we've just got a little bit of bad lineage, and that is where she drew the line. And she said, not today. And I said, all right, mate. So on the whole, I'm bloody chuffed with that. This is a mare that would not let me clip her last year without sedation. So, proud of you, Pod. I then got invited to a pole clinic with the lovely Alan, the Exracer, and we just worked on suppleness, contact, and just something a bit different for Pod, really, just to get her thinking where her feet are. We're not looking for any kind of perfect outline people at this stage. It was just an indoor arena for her as well, so I'm not sure whether Pod's actually been to an indoor before, but she behaved impeccably. The only kind of thing she had a bit of a moment at was the mirrors, and she was kind of like scowling at them as if there was another horse taking her shine, and I'm like, Pod, that is you. That is absolutely your reflection. So we worked on trot and canter poles, and she did really well. I actually really enjoyed this. This was at Askham Bryan College near York, and I think she enjoyed it as well. It was just something a little bit different for her, something to get her mind working, and I really enjoyed the instruction. The instruction that I've been getting wherever I go is thankfully very similar, so it's all about keeping the impulsion from the leg, and the hand comes afterwards, so getting Pod to work more forward and more through. Exciting manoeuvre was that I managed to get a dressage instructor. So I had my first lesson with the lovely Claire Senior. She's a List 1 judge based at Manor Grange in Wakefield, and I absolutely loved this day. I would say it's the best Pod has ever gone, and I really understood the instruction. So she was detailed, knowledgeable, but actually understood the differences between a thoroughbred and an Exracer rather than your big warm bloods. And I felt I took so much from this lesson. And again, it's all about leg first, so working from that energy, getting that energy into your hand. And she gave me some tips and techniques for trying to improve the roundness, which Pod really responded to, and I'm going to try and have lessons twice a month with Claire before I go back out competing. But this trot work, I know it's still inconsistent, but was some of the best, after she settles a little bit here, was some of the best that she's ever done. And now here we are in the second section of what I said I was going to do today. And I popped some poles up in the indoor. I went to Bishop Burton this day with one of my friends, Amy. She was in the riding club show jumping. So it was late on. So it's kind of like a rush day. I've missed all my little, what do you call them, connection vlog bits. So here we are. Excuse me. Here we are. Here's just 4 raised poles and on a trot distance, and they're up one side, alternate. And really, all I'm working on at the minute is getting her to move consistently into a contact, looking at them transitions and just getting a bit of lift on the pole work to try and get that hind end more engaged. So here's a little afternoon session that we did, and I try to do poles kind of like once a week. I'm hoping that you can see how much stronger she's becoming, how much more consistent she is working, and that it's a long process. They take quite a long time to develop, these little thoroughbred Exracer types. This is only, what is it? This is like our first year of truly focusing on the flat work training. So I think she's doing well. I'm happy with myself. Yes, there's lots more to come and there's lots more training to do, and that's why we're investing in training and lessons at the moment. But where we are, pretty happy with it. So I'm just going to let you enjoy a little bit of this session.
I don't know what that means.
I know there'll be a lot of people out there that are very critical about riding and like to pass opinion and everything else like that. And I just like to remind you that we're still trying, we're learning. Everybody started at the beginning. I've never once ever professed to be a professional rider, but I am very critical of myself. So whatever you think, there's nothing I probably don't think myself or haven't actually said. And one of the frustrations I can see here when I'm warming her up is the contact is inconsistent still. I can't bend my elbows. I really need to focus on creating that better contact with the bent elbow and a little bit more elasticity in the way I'm holding her to make her go better. So I understand at times that I do block her, but again, I'm working on it. We're trying our best, and this is significantly improved from when I started like last year. Yes, we're still hollowing in that canter transition, and she needs to get more balance, and again it just takes a little bit more time with my riding and her development. But on the whole, she is, it's not a majorly pretty picture at the minute, and one of the key things that I wanted to show in this whole retraining journey is that it's not perfect from the off, and it does take time. So obviously to give people out there like hope, where if you're thinking, oh my goodness, I've got an Exracehorse and we're still hollowing in transitions and we're still doing that, so am I, mates, so am I, but it's getting better. So her right rein has always been better than her left. It's just naturally how she's built, I think, or I don't know, her right rein has always been a little bit better. And I'm working on trying to stop my lower leg from swinging, and in my lessons with Claire, we've worked on getting her to come up to me rather than me being pulled forward. So she's very good at trying to, she's on a forehand a little bit and she pulls me forward. But on the whole, that canter and those transitions are significantly better.
Why? Because it's making her eyes glow. That was so sassy.
Why is she sassy?
It's like she's trying to dodge mud. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It looked cute. It's like she does a really cute little bounce with it. Oh, is this for like the dressage stuff? Where they do the funny feet? She dodged a bit.
So on the whole, them poles went really well. She's really trying now and she's picking her feet up, whereas before she used to just trash through the poles. Anyway, to finish off the session, what I thought I'd slowly try and introduce is a little bit of sitting trot, because obviously I've always been rising with Pod and I want her to get used to a little bit of how it feels to have more of a sitting trot. And she did really, really well. And I also want to do some work without stirrups as well, so it's just kind of a little bit prepping for that. But on the whole, this session was fabulous. I had a great time with Holly. Shout out to the videographer, bless her, who gives up her time. And I'm hoping that you can see the small improvements, and they are small, but they are moving forward. And we have to remember that it is progress, it's not perfection, and that progress isn't linear and everything takes its time. But I'm loving this retraining journey, and I'm absolutely 110% so invested in the dressage journey now. It's so exciting. There's so many things to try and aim for, and there's also so many things to understand and try and perfect on the groundwork. And I think people don't always put the effort that they should into the groundwork to get the basics right. So yeah, just putting it out there. I'm loving this journey, and I absolutely adore this little mare. And that is the end of my little catch-up update vlog for you all. I'm going to try and do them more regular. Let's not promise, but I will do my best, because at the minute I'm trying to negotiate horses and working to pay for said horse. But I have got some lessons coming up. I have got some competitions coming up at the end of November, and let's hope that we can see some improvement in them scores, and then we can go out next year with the intention, we'll do a roundup at the end of the year, but with an intention of qualifying for a few little championships that I've got my beady eyes on, which I think we are capable of. We just need to put the work in. So thank you all for the love. Please give me a like, comment and subscribe as always. And I'll see you, hopefully, next week.